Hello everyone, it is Monday, July 27, 2020, and we are entering week 20 of the pandemic response. We're thrilled to welcome our newest class, the class of 2024, today. They have the distinction of not only being the largest class to date, with 49 extremely talented members, as you'll hear about shortly, but also our first class that will begin with much of orientation, including today's first day in a virtual format. In the past, there would be a flurry of excitement around the building as we welcomed the new students and took a group photo out on the front steps. While that is not happening this year to prevent the spread of COVID-19, we are no less excited to officially bring this class into the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine community. And we will see them, in masks of course, for some limited events later this week. In today's update, Dr. Melanie Prusakowski, Associate Dean for Admissions, will tell us a little bit more about the class overall, and then we will hear from 3 matriculating students about what led them to choose VTC as their medical school and home for the next 4 years.
Hello, Virginia Tech Carilion community. I'm Melanie Prusakowski from the Department of Pediatric Emergency Medicine and Associate Dean for Admissions. Today, I'd like to share with you a little bit about our class of 2024. We are excited to welcome our largest class, with 49 matriculants selected from 4,299 applications. The class is wonderfully diverse in its life experiences, paths to medicine, and ethnic makeup. The class is also incredibly competitive, with a substantial number of matriculants selecting our research-intensive, problem-based learning curriculum from among multiple acceptances. Our class of 2024 hails from 15 different states and 35 different undergraduate institutions. 12 students are from Virginia and 14 are from California. We have 5 UVA alumni and 3 Virginia Tech grads. 9 of our students are successfully matriculating as reapplicants to Virginia Tech Carilion. Our new class has 30 women and 7 people who are the first person in their family to graduate from college. 12% of the class identifies as a race or ethnicity that is underrepresented in medicine, and 35% of the class meets national criteria for socioeconomic disadvantage. We feel our students are well prepared for the challenges of VTC. They have an average of 2,400 hours of research experience and an average of 4,200 hours of exposure to medicine and patient care. 10 have at least 1 master's degree, and 1 has her PhD. The Department of Admissions is extremely proud of the class of 2020, and we are looking forward to the mark they will make on our school and health communities. Thank you to my amazing admissions staff, the Medical School Admissions Committee, the volunteers who interviewed our applicants, the deans who helped welcome our interviewees, and the people who helped provide or donated to our recruitment scholarships. I can confidently say that this will be a class to remember.
Hello, my name is Brandon and I'm a first-year medical student at Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine. I'm making this video to kind of talk about my experiences interviewing at Virginia Tech and ultimately why I decided to attend Virginia Tech for medical school. The first thing that drew me to applying to Virginia Tech was their curriculum. So they have incorporated research into students' education each year with the expectation that by the time you graduate, you've published and presented your own research paper. I found this really helpful because as a medical student, you're kind of expected to do research anyway in order to make yourself a competitive applicant when you apply to residency. So it's really, really nice for me that Virginia Tech has already thought about this and has set aside the time to build it into your curriculum so that you're not really worried about when you're going to find the time to do it, or maybe how you're going to find a research mentor, because the school helps you do that. I've also had a really positive experience with basically all of the faculty members that I've interacted with. Even before I interviewed, when I got the call originally that I had been offered an interview, I actually had a conflict and I had an interview the day before on the West Coast. And Kelsey, who is the Associate Director of Admissions, really helped me to reschedule it for a later time. So from the get-go, I knew that the staff would be accommodating and was flexible. And when I got to the school for my interview, they let us know that they had a Friday reception just for students to meet other students, which I thought was really nice. And it really helped ease my nerves because having a Saturday morning interview at 8 a.m. is pretty nerve-wracking, and it's really nice to be able to talk to other students and actually get to hear their experiences and get to ask them questions you wouldn't necessarily be allowed to ask faculty members, regardless of what they are, just because you may feel a little bit weird and it might be more of a question for a student anyway. But in doing that, I learned that a lot of the students that were there were really cool, well-rounded, genuine people, and some of them even helped me inform my decision to ultimately attend when I did get the call that I got in later. So they know who they are. And then after my interview, when I got to the airport and was ready to go back to Los Angeles, I called my friend Josh on the phone, and he kind of asked me how I liked it, and I told him that the school was incredible. I loved basically my entire interview experience. And I remember telling him, like, if I do get accepted here and if I go here, I'm gonna be the best doctor I can be. And he was like, oh wow, you must have really liked it. And I just always think about that time where I told him, I was like, if I get in here, I'm going to go. It's an incredible place. Like, they prepare their students so well, and the education that you get here, I didn't feel like I would get that level of education at any other school I interviewed at. I've already talked a little bit about the faculty and how supportive they are, but I wanted to re-emphasize kind of what has happened since I interviewed that made me really trust them. Basically, every week they send out a COVID-19 response situation. Like, they tell us what's going on and how it's going to be affecting our education and kind of the steps they're taking to ease us back into in-person education, I suppose. And it's just really nice that they're so transparent about what they're doing, whereas some of the other schools that I had interviewed at and got into hadn't really told us anything. We didn't even know if it would be online or if it would be in person or anything that was going on in that. So it was really, really nice to see that Virginia Tech really wanted its students to know what was going on, and to kind of help ease that uncertainty. You know, it's not every day a school has a good response to a global pandemic, so that really made me happy, and it made me feel like the administration really had it together, and I really liked that. So. And then I really quickly wanted to talk about the bad experiences that I had at the interview, and the only thing that I thought was bad while I interviewed at Virginia Tech was the fact that I had to take a layover. And so I kind of was like, oh, if I go here, if I want to go home for Christmas or Thanksgiving, like, I'm going to have a layover and it's going to be kind of a long flight. But literally everything else was so good about the school that if that's the worst thing about the school, this is a really, really great school. So I will happily take a layover if I'm going to be the best doctor I can be. And then when it ultimately came down to it, I did receive a scholarship to Virginia Tech, which was a sizable amount of the tuition. And so weighing that with my other acceptances, I had already liked Virginia Tech the most from my interview experience. So for me, it was really a no-brainer. They made it also financially really a good decision for me to attend. So I'm really, really happy that I was fortunate enough to not only get multiple acceptances, but to get a scholarship, which when I applied, I didn't know what was going to happen, if I was going to have to reapply. And I think that Virginia Tech really sees the good in its applicants and really has a holistic process for the people that they choose to interview and the students they choose to accept. And I'm really, really excited to be attending here. So I hope that you have found this helpful and that this helps you in your decision if and when that time comes. But Virginia Tech is an incredible school. Go Hokies.
Why did I choose Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine? This will be my second four-year medical degree, so I had a good idea of what I wanted. A small class size, systems-based curriculum, early exposure to cases and actual patients, and a supportive environment for research. As a veterinarian, I'm especially excited about the Comparative Oncology Research Center, where we can use a One Health approach to improve the lives of both humans and animals.
My name is Doug Murray, and I'm an incoming M1 at the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine. The biggest factor that led me to choose Virginia Tech Carilion was the close-knit atmosphere. I wanted a warm environment where everyone knew each other, and that's exactly what VTC has. I'm really struck by the pairing of a small class size with the resources and perks of a large research institution. I also felt that VTC is located in the perfect city to study medicine. Roanoke is affordable, safe, and there's truly something here for everybody. The diversity of a vibrant downtown, as well as outdoor activities such as mountain biking, kayaking, and even America's toughest road marathon, was a huge pull. As a Roanoke native, I'm extremely excited to participate in the healthcare of this awesome community.
Thank you, Melanie. And to Brandon, Melissa, Doug, and the rest of the class of 2024, welcome. We are glad to have you officially join the VT School of Medicine community. We hope you enjoy your first day and many more to come. Don't forget, tomorrow evening we will have a community forum for students, faculty, and staff on our new initiative, Inclusive VTC School of Medicine. We will talk about the formation of a task force to help lead our diversity and inclusion efforts and progress we have already made. Zoom information has been sent via email invitations to all invited groups. I look forward to sharing our efforts so far and where we go from here. I hope you can join us tomorrow evening, and we will be sure to include highlights of the forum in next Monday's weekly update. Until then, take care and stay safe.